Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Andrea Koput.
Hello, my friends and future millionaires. Andrea here with this episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. Today is another episode of Marketing with Andrea, Copywriting with Andrea. I am here to ask you a really simple question. And it's something every single person, it doesn't matter, Tom, Dick, Harry, whether you live here in the woods with me or way in the city, we're all victim to this. Are you a victim of analysis paralysis? What does that mean? Analysis paralysis is the paradox of choice. That means in our day-to-day life, you go to Walmart, you go to Target to go buy yourself a pair of socks, and there are hundreds of types of socks there. There's too many options that makes you go crazy, and you don't know which one to pick. That, in its most basic form, is analysis paralysis. It's too many options, stalls your brain, and it makes you think too hard over a really simple choice, which is a pair of socks. In our world that we're talking about, of entrepreneur, of commerce, of being the person we are in building our business, analysis paralysis is giving your client, your customer, your follower, your fan, too many options, whether if it's the form of the direct sale, the color, the variant, the copy, the style, giving them too many things for their eyes to look at, to focus on. How many things are you, as that person, delivering to the viewer for them to process? We're simple people. We are simple beings that are given this huge mainframe of technology, and a computer can handle infinite possibilities, equations, and synapses at once. But guess what? My brain doesn't work like a computer, neither does yours. We are simple people that need very defined, laid out map of what we're giving. What does that mean? The money flows wherever the eye goes. And if the eye is giving 10 different colors and 6 different fonts and 12 different pictures, that is too many pings, too many pairs of socks for the customer, for the viewer to focus on. And what does that translate to us? Bounce rate. What does that mean? No more sales. That means they come, they see, their brain sees way too many things, and they bounce. They opt out. They say they unsubscribe. These are all no-nos that we want to avoid at all possible. So, too many options kills the conversion. And how do I make that simple? I work in the law of threes. No more than 3 colors, 3 options, 3 variants, three fonts. Is there going to be a special circumstance for everything? You bet. But to keep it simple, you shouldn't have more than 3 colors on your pages. You shouldn't have more than 3 fonts, more than 3 variant options of style. If you're selling shirts, that means you're only going to give them 3 different styles, 3 colors to pick from. Because once you're giving them all of these different options, their mind can't focus enough to click on what they want because you put in that element of doubt. When a person is given too many decisions, the brain goes into mental overload. And we never want this to happen, and we don't mean for it to happen. Overload is never good. Nobody likes that feeling, even subliminally. And that's the thing we're working with here. These are things that happen in the mind that we don't even realize are happening. So keep it simple, keep it clean. Less is always more. Test everything. Absolutely test everything. And keep it absolutely simple. Remember, we are simple people. Give them just enough options to give them variety without too many options that leads them to insanity. All right? I know. Really simple stuff today. Keep things simple. Do not allow your viewers, your fans, your clients, your customers to become victims of analysis paralysis. Bring them, lead them by the eye, by the brain, with your hand virtually, digitally to the conversions so you can serve them and they can serve others. This has been Andrea with your episode of the Money Wheel podcast. Guys, I will talk to you all later. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.